Arjun sat in the back seat of the car, staring outside as the city lights passed like silent thoughts. His mother kept smiling in the front seat. "Arjun, just meet her once. That's all," she said softly. He didn't reply, not because he was rude, but because he was tired. Tired of hearing people say, marriage will fix everything. Fix what? His loneliness? His fear? His broken trust? Arjun wasn't the romantic type. He was the work, home, repeat type. And yet, today he was going to meet a girl for an arranged marriage. Her name was Meera. The first meeting, they met in a small cafe. Meera arrived on time. No dramatic entry, no heavy makeup, no fake smile, just calm. She wore a simple blue kurti and carried a small notebook. Arjun noticed that, when she sat down, she didn't start with the usual questions like, "What's your salary? Do you have your own house?" Instead she asked, "So, what do you do when you feel low?" Arjun blinked. That was the last question he expected. He hesitated, then said honestly, "I don't know. I just keep working." Meera nodded like she understood. "I write," she said. "Not poems. Just thoughts. It helps me breathe." Arjun didn't know why, but for the first time in months, he felt like he could breathe too. The truth he didn't say. After the meeting, families were happy. They liked each other. Everything moved fast. Within 2 weeks, engagement was fixed. Arjun was still confused. He wasn't sure if he was ready. But Meera's calmness felt safe. And Arjun had one secret. He had been in love once. Long ago. And it ended badly. Not because of cheating, but because of abandonment. The girl he loved suddenly left him with a message. "I don't think I can do this anymore." No explanation, no closure, just silence. Since then, Arjun built walls. Tall walls. And he promised himself, never again. Engagement day. On engagement day, Meera looked beautiful. Not like a movie heroine, but like someone who didn't need to prove anything. When everyone was busy taking photos, Meera noticed Arjun standing alone near the balcony. She walked up. "You look like someone forced into a festival," she teased gently. Arjun smiled a little. "I'm just not good at all this." Meera leaned on the railing. "I'm scared too," she said. Arjun looked at her. "You don't look scared." Meera smiled. "That's because I learned something early." "What?" She looked at him and said slowly, "Sometimes, bravery is just fear in a well-dressed outfit." Arjun laughed quietly, and something inside him softened. The first fight. After marriage, reality started. No love at first sight magic. No background music. Just two strangers sharing one room. Meera adjusted easily. Arjun didn't. He would come home late. Eat silently. Go to bed. Meera tried talking. Arjun answered politely, but never deeply. One night, Meera finally said, "Arjun, do you even want this marriage?" Arjun froze. He didn't want to hurt her, but he also didn't know what to say. Meera continued, her voice calm but shaking. "I'm not asking you to love me today. But I want to know if you're even trying." Arjun's throat tightened. He said something he shouldn't have. "This is how I am. If you can't handle it, that's not my problem." Silence. Meera didn't cry. She didn't shout. She simply nodded, and went to the bedroom. That night, Arjun slept on the sofa. Not because she asked him to, but because guilt didn't allow him to enter. The moment that changed everything. The next morning, Arjun woke up early. He expected Meera to ignore him, but she was in the kitchen, making tea. He stood there awkwardly. Meera placed a cup on the table, and said softly, "Drink. You'll get a headache if you skip." Arjun looked at her. You're not angry? Meera sat down. I am, but I also know something. Arjun stayed silent. Meera looked at him and said, You're not cold, Arjun. You're just afraid. Arjun's eyes shifted away. Meera continued, I don't know your past, but I can see the way you flinch when I come close emotionally. Arjun's hands trembled slightly. He didn't want to speak, but something about her voice. It didn't feel like a judge. It felt like a friend. He whispered, I was left once. Without a reason. Meera didn't react dramatically. She just listened. Arjun continued, Since then, I stopped trusting people. I thought if I never love fully, I'll never break fully. Meera's eyes became wet, not from pity, from understanding. She said, Arjun, I didn't come here to replace someone. I came here to build something new. She paused, then said the line that hit him like a wave, and I promise. If you ever feel like running away emotionally, I won't chase you with anger. I'll wait with patience. Arjun's eyes filled. He tried controlling it, but a tear slipped. He quickly wiped it. Meera smiled softly. Finally, a human reaction, she teased. Arjun laughed through tears. That morning, for the first time, they drank tea together like a real couple. The small beautiful moments. Days passed. Meera didn't force love. She created space. Slowly, Arjun started doing small things. He brought her favorite snack. He started calling her when leaving office. One day, Meera fell sick. High fever. She couldn't even stand. Arjun panicked. He stayed home, made soup, badly. Meera tasted it and said, This is not soup. This is emotional water. Arjun rolled his eyes, but his hands were shaking as he placed the bowl. He sat near her and said, Please, get well soon. Meera smiled weakly. Why? You can't survive without me? Arjun looked down, and said quietly, Maybe. Meera's eyes softened. That single word, maybe, was more romantic than 100 love quotes. The real love confession. One night, power went off. Only candlelight. Meera was sitting near the window. Arjun came and sat beside her. No phone, no distraction, just silence. Meera said, Arjun, do you believe arranged marriages can become love marriages? Arjun looked at the candle. Then said, Before you, I didn't even believe love marriages last. Meera smiled. Arjun turned to her. His voice was low, honest. I don't know how to love loudly, but I think I'm learning to love you quietly. Meera's eyes filled. She whispered, That's the kind of love I always wanted. Arjun hesitated. Then slowly, he held her hand. Meera didn't squeeze hard. She just held back, like she was saying, I'm here, I'm not leaving. Arjun closed his eyes, and for the first time in years, he felt safe. Months later, Arjun and Meera visited the same cafe where they first met. They sat at the same table. Meera opened her notebook and wrote something. Arjun asked, What are you writing? Meera smiled. A line for my future child. Arjun blinked. Child? Meera nodded shyly. Arjun's heart skipped. Not from fear, from warmth. He looked at her and said softly, Write this also. Meera looked at him. Arjun said, Tell them, their father was broken once, but their mother loved him back to life. Meera's eyes overflowed. She didn't say anything. She just leaned her head on his shoulder. Arjun held her close, and in that moment, he realized something. Arranged marriage didn't give him a perfect love story. It gave him something better. A love that was built, not found. Some people don't fall in love. They slowly heal into it.